I've spent the majority of my time gaming on PC for the past 2 years, but here it is, 2017, and I've got the Xbox One X, and everybody wants to know from those playing on the new console, does it live up to the promise? For the past 10 years, my main gaming home was the Xbox. But I've been comfortably sinking into my growing PC games library. There was a massive adjustment period for me gaming on the PC, for better or for worse. But what does all this have to do with reviewing the Xbox One X? Well, my first experience with PC, the ultimate gaming platform that offers limitless power, flexibility, and freedom, was a 3-step transition: repulsion, embrace, and rationale. The repulsion being my rejection to the cost of PC gaming, my embrace when I learned the hundreds of ways a console gamer can find the best way to do things on PC, and then the rationale after 2 years of tinkering, forum scouring, and right-clicking outside of my games. I had the limit of the downside to PC gaming. I was convinced that I was unlucky, that my PC had gremlins, or that everyone in the PC community was lying when they told me my PC never has problems. Once I realized that far too much of my precious time was being robbed by fixing software that I never broke, Microsoft had started talking about the Project Scorpio. It took me a few months to warm up to the idea, but I realized that an upgraded Xbox One started looking better and more appealing. But why buy the Xbox Scorpio when you have a beast gaming PC? The more I heard from the Scorpio, the more I was impressed. Someone that had a gaming PC with more graphics power and almost double the processing power. I had spent over $300 upgrading my $800 PC, and it was only 2 years old. As a PC gamer, I was very interested in the Xbox platform, making a needed and necessary upgrade to the launch Xbox One. So how is it? Let's talk about the Xbox One X compared to a great gaming PC, because I've got both sitting inches from one another. You didn't come here to hear about how it looks or how it sounds. Let me get right to the point and say what the X offers that my PC can't. Peace of mind. Games on PC can be a wild, inconsistent range of mind-scrambling, otherworldly visuals and performance, or a mess of hanging frame rates depending on your configuration or your hardware. I've experienced both over and over on PC. I have a great build based on a 3.2 GHz i5 and a GTX 1070. But what the Xbox One X offers gamers is a tamed version of high-end PC gaming on AAA titles with lower frame rates. The frame pacing built into console games smooths out that flipbook feel of playing 30 FPS on PC. Look at Assassin's Creed Origins here. I'm playing a game that has one of the most large, fully open maps free of loading screens, and the frame rate is reliable and never interferes with my enjoyment of this visually impressive title on the X. The Xbox One X was ready with 25 of my enhanced games out of the 200 that I own. But one of the first games I bought on the X was Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. I already bought this game on Steam with my GameShare friend, but on PC I had an issue that few PC gamers have to deal with. I always PC game on a TV, and Wolfenstein is one of the many titles that don't offer resolutions between 1080p and 4K when connected to a TV. In fact, when I chose 1080p, it locked up the setting screens every time. The game ran at 45 FPS at 4K, even though my processor is double the speed of the X and the GPU is more powerful. On the Xbox One X though, with absolutely no fuss or option to fuss, Wolfenstein: New Colossus runs at around 2052p the majority of the time, which is 90% of full native 4K while keeping a solid 60 FPS. Rise of the Tomb Raider runs at enhanced or native 4K on the X, with all of the visuals cranked up to the max, with the sharpest details in this organic world while Lara frantically runs and climbs through danger. But when I chose performance mode, even though the visuals softened up, the frame rate at 60 FPS dropped my jaw. Just last month, I was playing in this very level at 30 FPS, and it instantly felt like a whole new game. How is the X doing this with a CPU comparatively slower than most AAA PC gaming rigs? Now that's one of the main draws of PC gaming, 60 FPS at will with competent hardware. This is a testament to the form function inside the Xbox One X. This brings us to Gears of War 4 Performance Mode with 60 FPS at HD resolution with all the extra effects reserved for the PC version, but with 4K textures. Action-adventure games can be excused on console at 30 FPS for that open-world experience, but Gears 4 is a must at 60 FPS. And this is exactly how I played it on my PC, except at 1440p 60. Here you are looking at my gameplay capture on the X Game DVR at full 2160p 60 frames per second quality for 4K screens. And this experience on console is very much what I enjoyed on PC this summer. Crisp visuals, fast gameplay, this is what makes the X a worthy upgrade. Titanfall 2 Enhanced on the X was a bit shaky at first, but after a quick patch, the game is running between 1440p to 1800p at a much tighter 60 FPS, compared to the PS4 Pro running dynamically between 1080p to 1440p. That's a difference of 80% more pixel value in favor of the Xbox One X. Here I loaded up a multiplayer game with a dozen pilots and their Titans, wrecking the map with explosions and shock particle effects, while the X captured a full native 4K 60 game DVR clip until I told it to stop recording. The campaign offers more visually stunning landscapes and set-piece moments, but seeing all of this happening on a 4K TV without my Xbox fan revving up like a wind turbine makes the console feel like a small miracle in tech. Halo 5 on the Xbox One was still a beautiful game, even though the base console ran it all the way down to 810p just to treat gamers with a locked 60 FPS experience throughout. Now, instead of 800p, Halo 5 is running at 1500p to 1900p, from half of 4K all the way up to 90% of native 4K. Compare this to Sony's only exclusive first-person shooter, Killzone Shadowfall, running at 1080p 45 frames per second, with boost mode on for the PS4 Pro. This is a difference of over 3 times the resolution and 50% more frame rate in favor of Halo 5 on the X. And it's hard not to draw comparisons of the two exclusive shooters. And it's interesting to see the reception of Halo 5 versus Shadowfall with gamers who are quick to dismiss Microsoft's flagship game. What about the games that aren't enhanced by the X? If you're thinking about bringing home an Xbox One X, but you're not impressed with 160 plus supported titles so far, take a look at a game like Battlefield 1 that has not received a patch for the new console. On the base Xbox One, it ran at 900p, but worst of all, it never actually hit the 60 FPS target. Without any patch or custom effort, Battlefield 1 sees a tiny resolution increase to near 1080p, and the frame rate hits 60 FPS regularly. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a controversial game, but it looks really good on the Xbox One and runs without a single slowdown. Well, Digital Foundry was able to see drops down to 58 frames per second, but the game is running at up to 90% of native 4K, compared to the Pro only working with half of that resolution. I tried Star Wars Battlefront 2 on PC, and that was a mess on my 4K TV. This is one of those games on PC that doesn't agree with 4K TVs. Take a look at this map on Camino, with rain and particle effects mixing with glowing lights and shimmering visuals. Battlefront 2 is one of those games that focuses on its presentation, nailing the look of the Star Wars universe. And it's fun, but whether you repulse the microtransactions or just plan on enjoying the game regardless, for $500, Xbox One X is the best way to experience this game on your TV. I keep referencing the game DVR, and to most gamers you probably won't use it much, but there is no better way to show your friends how fantastic games look on the X than to share your game captures with them. The Xbox One was limited to 720p 30 with a bitrate or quality level of 4.2. The X Game DVR is a full 2160p 60 with a bitrate of 23. Now that's an improvement of over 3 times the resolution, 2 times more frames per second, and a quality increase of 5 times. Even if you share clips on Xbox Live, they are a full 1080p 60 with that 5 times quality playback. The lowest possible playback clips on the X are still 3 times better than the PS4 Pro at its best. All screenshots on the X are a full native 4K 60. My PC could capture 4K 60 footage with minimal slowdown in game, but being able to record with 2 button presses on the controller instead of reaching for my keyboard is what I have been missing for a long time. The only drawback of the X Game DVR is the record that feature is limited to 30 seconds whether you're using an external hard drive or not. I've had countless fights with PC gamers upset that the Xbox One X offers all of this power for only $500. And it's amazing what this little Xbox console can do for $500. Just 4 years ago, console gamers bought a PS4 and a connectless Xbox One for $400. Those consoles had 1/4 of the graphics power of the X. Tech moves fast, and no doubt PC gamers are worried about the $500 price point of a console pushing graphics reserved for a $700 PC build. That may change with generational hardware in 2018, but for now, the incredible value of an experience that closely resembles great PCs and visuals is just what console gamers wanted. But as a PC gamer with thousands of hours of gaming time over the past 2 years, I've already doubled my daily gaming time playing on the Xbox One X. I've missed the achievements. I've missed the interaction with the community on Xbox through messages, party chat, and sharing clips and screenshots. I still have a couple hundred games that I'll go back and play on PC with the flexibility to play, when, and what I want. The Xbox One X is much like a sporty Honda Civic Si. It has the speed and flash of a sports car without all of the extra features and luxuries, but for half of the cost. And as a PC gamer with a Ferrari-like PC, I can tell you with certainty that I am not threatened by the Xbox One X because I can truly enjoy both platforms, even though I've spent over double on my gaming rig than you did for your Xbox One X. But the X makes me feel like I've come home. Home to an excellent gaming experience, well-rounded, and it offers everything I want in one reliable, stable console, especially that peace of mind. I'm not second-guessing settings, or doubting if my card or hardware is delivering the visuals and performance, or being at the mercy of a wide range of issues that come with PC. A PC that can do anything. The perspective of going from PC to a console is unfathomable for most gamers, since PC offers more power, more options, free multiplayer, and a general superiority in every way. But the little nuances, the annoyances, flaws, and troubles of a platform as great as PC gaming is overruled by my enjoyment of console gaming with an accompanying excellent existing games library, especially now that the console is on par with a great gaming rig. All of the power afforded by PC gaming isn't worth the extra money if I spend even a tenth of my free time tinkering and troubleshooting. I absolutely love PC gaming, and it's apparent since I've invested so much time and so much money into it, but there has been no greater feeling than coming home to my favorite platform and seeing that it offers such a remarkable visual quality next to my gaming PC. This is Colt Eastwood. I've been doing this gaming channel for about 2 years, and this year has been incredible in so many ways. And I have met and had the opportunity to work for and work with some of the most amazing people in the gaming community. Most of it culminating since the Xbox One X was first announced last year, but one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to grow this channel was to discuss gaming with people. Where we work, we aren't normally surrounded with gamers or people that even understand gaming as a hobby. And the thousands of people that I can talk, argue, or learn from has been the greatest reward for having a growing channel. Also, I'm thankful to have the opportunity to share my talents with all of you, my illustrations, graphics, and my video production. None of this would be possible if I was still getting 47 views per video. So I want to thank all of you for supporting the channel and keeping the discussion going. If this is your first time here, subscribe and show your support. I'm always willing to hear more, so add me on Xbox Live and Twitter at Colt Eastwood. There are a lot of things I may have glossed over, but I've covered them in depth in previous videos, and I suggest taking a look back over the past 6 months and check out some of the subjects I've covered. My videos aren't usually very long. I work hard on this channel, and I really want a fair assessment of gaming without relying solely on opinion or preference, negative or positive. Have a great time gaming. Remember why we love this hobby, and hopefully I'll see all of you next week.